States and in New York City through Yeshiva University's faculty that we will largely talk about this evening. I love that you could give us some time on a Wednesday evening. I understand all of you have a busy work schedule. So while we're at this, we'll just wait for a couple of more minutes for people to join in from India and Vietnam. And then we get started from there on. There is a Q&A button at the bottommost panel of your Zoom application. So make sure if there's any question that you want to ask, put that down in the Q&A button and make sure that you're asking as many questions as you possibly could. In essence, Yeshiva is a top 100 US News school located in New York City, a very intensive research-driven school that runs programs in AI, computer science, data science, digital marketing, biotechnology, computer science, and cybersecurity. And while all of these disciplines are in strong demand because they're STEM designated, Yeshiva has been able to set a precedent and a benchmark in their research standards and in the kind of work all of these students that you meet this evening have been doing. There is an excellent set of things that the faculty members will talk to you about and some of these students will talk. So without further ado, another 2 minutes and then we start in the best interest of time. Meanwhile, I will introduce my co-host, Jackie Hamilton, who leads the international business development and student recruitment for Yeshiva University's Katz School of Science and Health, to introduce her set of the crew, her set of faculty, and some excellent stalwart students who are with us, who've done excellent work in their own fields. Jackie, it's a pleasure to host you and the entire Yeshiva University fraternity for those who could join us this morning. We're super excited. We'd love for you to introduce each one of them. And for all students, we'd love for you to introduce yourselves and where you are from, what are you studying in the US, and then we'll go from there. So Jackie, all yours.
Hey, Praneeth. Well, thank you so very much for the introduction. I was in India 2 weeks ago. I was with Praneeth and other colleagues in Upgrad. So India and Vietnam. 2 weeks ago, I was in India. 4 weeks ago, I was in Vietnam. So we have a lot of students from there and a lot of friends from there. And I think, Praneeth, you did a wonderful job introducing the university, who we are. And I don't think I need to say more about who we are and what we offer. But with that, I think the purpose of today's presentation, today's conversation, is to give our students, prospective students, whether you are in India or in Vietnam or other parts of the world, through today's conversation, we want to give you some honest facts and honest opinions from our students and faculty and alumni about Yeshiva University, about the Katz School. Because for you, choosing a graduate school abroad in the US is a significant investment of your time, of your energy, and the money of yourselves or your families. So we want to give you real information and also to help you to make an educated decision on your school choice and program you want to pursue. And also, I want to thank you for this opportunity actually personally, because, I travel quite a bit for my work, and I was as I said, just last month, I was all over the places around the world. And I cherish every moment that I have to be with our faculty and our students. So through all these travels, one particular event I don't want to miss, I want to come back to New York City to sit there and to listen to, is a symposium. That's when our students would present their research and development projects. And I want to sit there and listen to them and learn from them, and also applaud, cheer for them. And so today, with this opportunity, we have 4 or 5 of our students and alumni to be here to talk about what they do in terms of research and development and the impact they bring through these projects to the society. So these are very purposeful research they do, and also the this pleasure to be with faculty like Professor Wang and Professor Zhang, and they are the foremost research scientists in their fields. So, so this is not only an opportunity for you to learn and also for me to learn as well. And in the end, we want to share the fun things you can do in New York City, and our student and alumni panelists will share that as well, because it's not only work as life, it's fun. And you are in New York City, at your prime, whether you are in your 20s or 30s, this is the prime time and for you to grow as a person as well. So we want to also share that information, how the campus, the city is being part of your personal life. So that being said, Puneet, why don't we just ask Professor Wang, Professor Zhang to introduce themselves quickly, and our students and alumni to introduce themselves as well.
Absolutely. So while we do that, I'd love that when it comes to the students, while you will introduce where you're coming from, also just give us a quick summary of the kind of work you've done. We can wrap this about 120, 180 seconds each, but I think that'll give all of the students a precursor or context to then start asking you the right questions. And of course, the faculty members who are with us, we'd love to know about which departments or domains you represent and what is the sort of work you do with the students. Would love that. Thank you very much, Jackie. We'd love to start with the yes, please go ahead.
So okay, probably I can start. I'm Honggang Wang. I'm the professor and the chair of the graduate computer science engineering department. So our department has 4 master programs: artificial intelligence, and Professor Youshan Zhang is the director of artificial intelligence program. He's here today. The computer science program, cybersecurity program, as well as data analytics visualization programs. We have 4 programs. So my research, I want briefly, my research focus on the artificial intelligence and its applications. Especially my team actually is focusing on more on the medical applications and transportation applications, as well as artificial intelligence applications in communication and cybersecurity. So we have received a numerous research grant from the federal agencies such as National Science Foundations, National Institute of Health, and the United States Department of Transportation. So currently I'm in charge of the Internet of Things lab, so which has a number of the PhD students, like 3 PhD students, a number of the master students as research assistants. Like here, Professor, I think the Mr. Deng Liu, he will be the professor in future, right? So he told me he want to be a professor in future. So Mr. Deng Liu is a student in my lab. So later on, he can introduce his research and his experience in our research lab. So I just stop here. Probably next, Professor Youshan Zhang can introduce your research team and yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Youshan Zhang. As my chair and Jackie introduced, I'm currently also serve as the program director in artificial intelligence master program. And my research majorly focus on like machine learning, computer vision, transfer learning, and also about a little bit about natural language processing. In my lab, currently we have lots of applications. For example, it can be about image classification, object detection, image segmentation, image generation, some like audio generation, and also we have lots of medical applications. Currently, my work are majorly supported by NSF, and also I have kind of big team here. I guess all other students are my students. For example, we have this Manish, we have Dei Liu, and also I have 2 PhD students here, like Shamik and Sahil. So those two are my PhD students, and also later you guys can feel free contact them to ask any possible questions in my lab, or if you are interested in serving as either TA, RA, definitely we have lots of opportunity here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Well,
very
thank you, Professor Zhang. Can become very territorial. I remember you and your students developed an app, and the app, to simply put, is a smart professor and can address some questions. I think one of the questions we do the test run is, who is Professor Zhang? Who is your favorite professor? So your name keep popping up. So, so anyways, that being said, let's go to your students and our alumni. So from what I can see here, I can see Manish on my screen. Go ahead, Manish.
All right, thank you all. It's really glad to be back here. A little bit about myself. I've been a grad, student, and later I transitioned into yeshiva as a full time, and it's been a really beautiful journey for me. I've completed my master's from yeshiva in the year 2024 May. And since then, I did an internship at Google for 2 months directly. And sorry.
That's all right. I was just trying to come
Yes.
to the page so people can see you while you are talking. Yeah.
Yes, sure. Thank you. So while I was in my college, I received a fellowship on a project which I personally worked with Professor Yoshan Zhang and a team of members who were really brilliant. And we all developed a really good application which revolved around natural language processing and computer vision, which basically, try to mimic how a professor teaches their classes in the university, be it any subject. For instance, we started with computer vision and machine learning, and it will be going on with deep learning and all the other subjects as well. And I'm happy to share on this platform that our paper got accepted in IEEE Big Data platform, and yeah, from there on, I think we had something good going on in the research field. And coming back to me, I completed my master's, and later I did an internship at Google. And cut short to that, currently I'm working as a senior data scientist at S&P Global in New York. Yeah, that's it from my end.
excellent. Can we have the next and then Simon? We
Who is-
can
yeah.
host Lakshmikar if you'd like to go next.
Hi, Pranit. How are you?
Very well.
I've seen you when you visited last time. We met last time here. So, hi all, welcome here, all the students. It's nice to be here to interact with you. So, I probably one of the first students from Upgrade to come here for the Master's AI program. In that cohort, actually, myself and there was one more guy, Jatin. We two were the first students from Upgrade who came here for the Master's. And he is currently doing a job and coming to me right now. In the master's, I was I was completely from a different background. I came from Hyderabad. Before that, I was working as a mechanical engineer. Then, because of my interest in AI, I took the program from Upgrade to learn about the basics and the foundations. And through Upgrade, I came here for the master's. So in master's, I learned most of the things from Professor Yushan Zhang through his course on neural networks and deep learning. So in that course itself, I was approached him many times because that facility is there for the students who can interact with the professor to express your interest. So I was mostly interested in autonomous driving that point of time because I was basically a mechanical engineer. I was working in the automotive field, so I was interested to work on that. So he recognized that and he suggested me a project on that. So I worked on that project as a part of the course. Once that course is done, he extended that project to explore more about the research in the independent study. You will get to know about the independent studies as well, where you will continuously work on a single project on par with industry needs and requirements. So while working on that, he guided me in such a way that to get the best result out of my model, because in the research, what we do, we take the state-of-the-art models, we study them, and we evaluate their performance. And our approach would be like to outsmart those existing models and methods. Then only our paper can be published in the top conferences. Like that, my journey started in the research with autonomous driving. During my master's, after finishing my master's, I was also interested to do the research and extend my research as part of PhD program. So I was offered PhD program here by Dr. Yushan Zhang. Now I'm doing PhD in mathematics, but I'll work closely with him on these like computer vision, image generation part. Recently, diffusion models are the giving the best performance in terms of image generation. So my current research focus is on like developing the new algorithms or new methods to outsmart the existing state-of-the-art models, especially the diffusion models. And currently we are working on the Mamba. That's a new model. As you know, that's its performance, like computational efficiency, is better than like transformers. So our research is currently focused on that. And I started my PhD in the beginning of this year, January 2024. So I'll continue to do PhD here for the next few years with Dr. Yushan Zhang and try to explore more about the things. And we are also working on like as per the demand that are enlisted by the industry. Yeah, that's a brief description about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bird. Excellent. And we can have Dengi next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to share my life and study experience with you today. Maybe let me start by introducing my background. I earned my master's degree from CAS, and I'm currently pursuing a doctorate. So CAS offers a wealth of course resources, and you have the flexibility to take courses in other disciplines after you discuss with the directors. And additionally, there are numerous opportunities for research, including independent studies, capstones, and research assistantships. In the research, you will receive professional guidance from professors, and you will have the opportunity to publish research papers, which is very helpful for the job hunting and also for your future research. So during my master's program, I had the chance to work as a research assistant for Dr. Wang, which played a significant role in my decision to continue with doctoral studies under Professor Wang. So in our lab, we have very powerful computer resources, which make it possible for researchers to do some very powerful training. And as for the life in the New York metropolitan area, it is widely known that New York is a hub for cultural exchange. You will find diverse cultures from around the world, along with countless museums, art exhibitions, and concerts. Life here is vibrant and full of energy. Studying and living in New York area has been rewarding and enriching experience for me. CAS School provides excellent academic and research opportunities, and the city itself offers endless cultural and social experiences. I hope my sharing today gives you a better understanding of what life and study here can be like. Thank you for listening. Feel free to ask me any questions.
Hey, Dengi, I do have a question, actually 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. During the recent event that when we hosted the IEEE conference, I had the opportunity to sit next to Dengi for a quick lunch. And he was talking about what he studied back in China for his undergraduate studies. So that was in mathematics, right? So I think a lot of students who may be listening today, they are from computer science or data science. And so keep that in mind. If you have done mathematics or physics or mechanical engineering, you could be a good candidate for the computer science or data analytics or AI. So just there is more the relevance and your interest and your experience, right? And also, during that quick conversation, you shared one of the research projects you have been doing. I thought that was really fun and inspirational, that as a interdisciplinary research between AI and occupational therapy, if I remember correctly, right? So you're talking about how to observe images of young kids. I don't know how tell us about it. Share that research with us.
Yeah, sure. It's about like we are doing research on like some children's behaviors video. So we are trying to help to have some result from the video for analyze the behavior of the videos and for the children to help them like help the parents or maybe help others to understand the behavior and help to find maybe they have some like they maybe need our help, like it's something like that. And also about for you talk about my background. So yeah, I'm from mathematics. So even if you're from other backgrounds, that's maybe lack of some math or maybe lack of some computer science background, it's okay, it's totally fine, because our course is start from very low level and you will like learn from low to high, and I think that's yeah, that's very good.
I'm not sure if Dr. Zhang and Dr. Wang would agree on the level or the rigor, but they will talk about the prerequisites and stuff. Okay, let's move to Sahil. You know, when I travel, and sometimes I read our brochures, and the latest trip to India, and I was reading Sahil's research, and one day I was in one of the cities in India. Sahil was actually in Greece presenting his research. So Sahil, let's hear from you.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Sahil Kumar, and I'm currently pursuing a PhD in mathematics and artificial intelligence at Yeshiva University under the exceptional guidance of the professor Dr. Yusheng Jang. And it's an honor to share my research journey and the experiences with you today. So before joining Yeshiva University, I completed our bachelor's in computer science from IIT Madras, and my professional journey spans over 6 years, during which I have gained extensive experience in the AI application architecture, specializing in areas like machine learning, deep learning, and computer visions. And I have worked with the tools and the frameworks such as TensorFlow, PyTorch, Hugging Face, and deployed the AI solution across the platform like Azure, GCP, and the AWS. So at Yeshiva, I completed my master's degree in artificial intelligence, and I am also coming from the upgrad. And I had a privilege to work under the mentorship of the Dr. Yusheng Jang. Means the whole guidance has been transformative for my academic and the professional growth. So his inspire and the motive his students is really unmatched, and his deep expertise in the AI and the couple of his supportive natures, and that creates the environment where my curiosity thrives and innovation becomes second natures. So he has not only helped me in refine my research skills, but also encouraged me to think critically and tackle challenges with confidence. So I genuinely consider him one of the best professor and I have the honor of learning from, and his mentorship has been instrumental in my shaping my academic journey. And coming by my research work, and recently I have my paper has been accepted in the InterSpeech 2024, that is the WITS Vision Transformer Based Voice Separation, and this is the testament to collaborate and intellectually stimulating the environment. Means this research focus on the audio denoising using the vision transformer, providing the innovative solutions for the audio processing. So I have also conducting research in the LLMs and the generative AI, developing the algorithm to enhance the decision making in the legal system. Another exciting project under his guidance is the digital human modeling, where we can integrate the digital humans as an interactive teaching assistants. which leveraging the advanced technology like the neural rendering, image animations, and the voice cloning to revolutionize the educations. And beyond the technical growth, and Dr. Yushong mentorship had nurtured my ability to articulate the ideas, design experiments, and also like produce the impactful research published in the top tier conferences. And his belief in his student potential make him exceptionally guided and motivated. So yeah, thank you for this opportunity to share my journey, and I really look forward to hearing all about your incredible research and exchanging ideas with you.
Thank you, Silent. Thank you, everybody. I think it's been exceptionally overwhelming that some of our students are doing such exceptional work under the guidance of Dr. Wong and Dr. Zhang. I think all of the viewers here, whether from India or Vietnam, are super excited to hear more. My question to you, Jackie, and feel free to defer to somebody else if you think there's somebody else who's supposed to answer this better. But what are the first steps? So, for example, if I'm a student in India and I want to research or say I want to choose a school that supports me in taught instruction, followed by a good infrastructure and guidance on some of these emerging technologies, what are the first steps? What do I do? What is Yeshiva really looking for in students?
Well, I think I was going to ask Professor Wong and Professor Zhang to speak about their research, but we save that later. With Praneeth, nothing is conventional. So let's go back to Praneeth's question, right? So I think there are two things. I would say two sides of the answer. One, when we look at students, when you apply, right, what we are looking at. And I think a lot of our current students and alumni have a lot to say here. So when you look at the checklist, it's very straightforward, right? This documentation is very standard. Many universities are requiring the same thing. But when we look at, we emphasize this documentations very differently, right? We look quite heavily at your undergraduate transcript to see the relevancy of your the program you want to pursue here and your undergraduate studies, particularly in the quantitative skills and programming background. I think Professor Wang and Professor Zhang have a lot to say here. And also, we look at your resume and personal statement. And there we can easily see what you have done before and what your true academic interest is. And that's from our end what we are looking for. And for you, I think a lot of the students, before you apply, you did a lot of research about different schools. You look at the curriculum and you look at the faculty and current students' research. And some of the research may resonate with you. Then that's a trigger for you. When you write your statement of purpose, you want to elaborate that resonance and relevance to you. And that's from the university and the university side. That's our perspective. You know, all of our students here, you went through this process. I want to hear from you. When you looked at different schools and what were you looking for? Why did you choose the CAS school, right? How did you prepare for your application? I think that is more practical in terms of for prospective students to learn from your journey. Who would like to start first? Feels like a million years ago, huh? Sahil, do you want to talk about your application process?
Yeah, I have a lot of application process, but I would like to talk my research works regarding that recently I have published, like audio denoising in the bird sound. So this is actually
So hi,
means
Sahil, the question
yeah.
is that you want to know more about why you apply to our university. It's not about your research. Okay, it's talk about
Okay.
our universities. I believe you
but
get many
yeah.
kind of maybe possible offers, right? You tell
Yes,
us
yes.
the reasons you select why you here.
Okay, so first of all, I also came from the upgrade. So in that upgrade, I have a lot of opportunity in different university as well, and the Yeshiva is one of the top university. And also I like the program curriculum compared to the other university, and I also like my background is also a little bit from the AI. So I like the curriculum, and also I have researched through before I have done a lot of research works, means R&D about the university, and I really find out about the artificial intelligence is a good research and is also evolving in this Yeshiva University. And I talked to before that coming, I talked to the professor like Pablo. He was there at that period of time, and so I talked to him, and after talking to him, I really got convinced. Like, yeah, means after coming here, I will be in the good place. And today, I'm really in the good place. Like, I'm also got the opportunity to pursuing the PhD under the Yushong Jiang, and yeah, I'm doing great here. And I believe my decision in that perspective.
Excellent,
I,
Sahil. Just to
I,
build,
I,
can.
sorry,
I
Jackie.
think Professor Zhang is going to get a lot of inquiries from students to meet with him after today. Go ahead, Puneet.
I just wanted to build on to what Sahil was just mentioning. Upgrad platform and the Upgrad partnership with Yeshiva allows students to start with Triple IT Bangalore, a leading technology school in India, do a couple of graduate courses in data science, in AI, in NLP, deep learning, data engineering, in advanced machine learning, just to get them on an advanced standing, to get them to ease into the rigor of what AI really has for them. And I think, like Sahil was mentioning, that puts students in a better perspective, that puts students in a better context of what is it that they'd like to ideally research on. And I think the fact is that this platform or this opportunity with Upgrad lets you study some of these foundational elementary but also advanced modules before you enter the Yeshiva classroom, also giving you the STEM scholarship that Yeshiva has. And so it's an interesting opportunity for Indian students or students from Vietnam. Jackie, that puts me in a question. Why is it that when Dr. Wong and Dr. Zhang were mentioning, and when students are mentioning their own background and where they're coming from, a lot of them mention about this opportunity of being a research assistant. How does this work? What does this really mean? And what are these faculty members really looking for? I mean, I see a pattern that all of these upgrad students or advanced standing students do get that, get the opportunity to become an RA. What is it that students must have? Is it that they should be very acquainted and familiar with concepts, or is it something else that the two faculty members would be looking for?
Well, I think that's a perfect question for Professor Zhang and Professor Wang. And so that not only the selection, what they are looking for a TA or RA position, also what they are looking for in applicants in terms of to take in a class, because this is a very, very selective process. And in our mind and heart, it's not only you get into a graduate program, as how can we help you to be successfully complete the program and prepare you to the next level of your career. So I let Professor Zhang and Professor Wang to address that, what we are looking for in applicants for admissions purpose and for TA and RA positions.
Yeah. Before I talk about this, I just want to say, so our department of CAD school actually pay more attention to experiential learning. So that means the student want get a lot of project experience, real project experience. So that could through multiple channels, One is we actually have a number of the adjunct professors who are from industry companies. They have rich industry experience, so they can involve a student in the project, different kind of a project, solving the real world problems. That's one of the channels. The second channel, I would say that our department has a number of faculty like Professor Youshan Zhang, Ming Ma, and other professors who have been conducting leading research in the different area, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, and other areas. So they do want to students help their research, right? So also student can learn from the research project. So that's something we try to support I would say as many as research assistants. So the form is like I just share my experience. I hire a number of I would say the part-time research assistant who are the student in the artificial intelligence program, even recent computer science program, and also data analytics program. Your student usually like when they came here, so they reach me, they send me the resume, and so stop my office. We talk about some research. I really, I of course I pay attention to their background experience, but sometimes really like passion. If students want to do something, so we definitely want to support them. We can. Of course, they also have very busy, the course load, right? So depending on the their the I would say the time availability. So we have sometimes like 5 hours part-time RA per week, or 10 hours RA per week, even like full-time RA. So that's really depend on the student, the course load, and their interest and capability. So that's something experience I want to share with all of you here. So. But basically,
Thank
I
you,
would
Dr.
say
Wong.
not all the
And,
students want to be a RA, right? Not all the students want to be do research, right? But I think our cats, we actually want to develop student skill experience, through all kind of channels like industry project, research project, and eventually we want to there will be successful and get a job. I think that's something that's really we focus on. So
Got it. And Dr. Zhang, my next question is for you. What are some of the subdomains or main domains where you feel there's a lot of research funding opportunity?
Due
There's
to
a-
climate,
Sorry, Puneet, intentional interruption.
Okay, Jackie, you can go to our AI slides. Go next.
The curriculum? Okay, yep.
Next one. Go to the requirements
Okay.
part.
Okay.
Next one. Yes.
I know you couldn't complete it, but I know
Yeah,
that you know what I'm going to ask. So,
yes.
so I just want to know for all the students who are attending the webinar, Dr. Zhang, which areas or which subdomains would you feel that America and Yeshiva in specific have a lot of potential for research funding, and these are things that you encourage and you supervise research in New York City, sir?
Yes, that's a very good question. So actually, I want to start with some strengths from our Yeshiva University or Cat School now. So currently, actually, we have several faculty members, and we share kind of similar kind of research interest that is in the medical domain. So now I can claim that our medical domain applications will be very strong. So for all students, if they are interested in any kind of medical related to applications, we do have lots of opportunities. In each of us, we have some potential projects for you guys to be serve as a potential RA in the future. And also nowadays, as you guys probably noticed, that the large language models or LLMs they are very popular. That's another very good kind of topic in my group, but it's not necessary in other professors. But I want to emphasize that this is also can be our future. Like even nowadays, for most of my AI students, their current job, majority of them are related to LLMs. It either can be some computer vision plus with LLMs, but anyway, they will a little bit related to the LLMs. So that's also another good thing. Can I go back to slides again? Jackie, can I go back to the curriculum? The good thing is that I want to highlight several courses that in our AI program. For example, we have this neural networks and deep learning, which offer students some basic and very important technologies about the neural network work field. So, for example, some deep image classification, object detection, segmentation. And nowadays, we are focus more a little bit about the natural language processing this course, and we add another advanced NLP course so that help students to understand the large language models, so help them to develop start from scratch, how to or even fine-tuning some existing large language models, and those courses actually give our students lots of opportunity to find good potential jobs in the future.
Excellent, Doc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Puneet.
just a quick. I think Professor Yu Zhang give a very good summary. So one is he talked about the medical applications. So basically, I think what he means is apply the artificial intelligence technology or the computer science technology in the field of the medical applications. So of course, CATS has two sectors, SaaS sector and health service. We have a lot of interdisciplinary research. I just want to say it's applied the AI CS in the medical applications. So that's
Yeah, I think Professor Wang and Professor Zhang and you did a very good summary, and Sahil was very eager to elaborate more on his recent research project. Actually, as an AI application in the medical field. Maybe it doesn't sound that apparent because the fun nature of it. So Sahil, go ahead, talk about your recent this bird sound project.
Okay, so I am currently doing only two research, and I will talk about my recent research that I was doing like digital human. So this research is basically on we are going to interact with a real digital human, means it will be a replica of the human beings only. So about their voice calling and the lip synchronizing and the way of that we are talking. So in the future, like that, we will going to talk with the digital human, like it should be a fake digital human about yourself only. So in that, we are just going to replicate with the teaching assistant. So that digital human will going to means whatever you are going to learn in the slides and all these things. So that digital human will going to speak about that things.
Okay, I think
and another research I did like about the audio denoising in the bird sound. That's we are just clarifying the voice things from the whatever the noise voice is there from the bird sound. So we are disintegrated with the vision transformers, and we get a clean voice in that. So that was the recent research about that.
thank you so much.
Okay, can you, Jackie, go to the next slide? Because I see several questions regarding the admission requirement for the AI. Can you go to the next slides? I want to quickly mention again, just because I found someone mentioned that he has kind of business background stuff. But I have to say that there are two basic requirements for the AI program. One, we need you a little, at the least you have some program skills, like it mentioned, listed here, you have some kind of Java, C++, or Python. At least we need to know that you have some program history. If let's say you never do program before, it will be very challenging to be survival here. And next, we want you have some kind of basic math background, like some linear algebra, some calculus, those probability stuff. At least you need to show us you have some math background, because in the airfield, the math is very important. I would like to say it's math intensive. If you have no background in math, it will also be very challenging for you. But I have to say another thing that the good thing that we have another type of computer science called agile computer science. Let's say even you in a business background, it is you can still apply for the Agile Computer Science. The only difference is that you will have take 3 more courses to help you build your, it's listed where it is here, to build more background with you so that you can learn some good courses and even you can select some of our AM, some core courses here.
Yeah, I think, just so the time is very limited. I do want to give Professor Wang a few minutes to talk about these computer science programs, and there's 2 options, and also the intersection between computer science and AI. And, AI is a current hot thing. Almost every student who did computer science, they want to go for AI. So Professor Wang, can you talk about how, there's 2 computer science programs we have, and what the options students would also have if they are doing computer science and they want to have a focus in AI as well?
Yeah, sure. So we know the AI is today it's very hot, right? So actually there are a lot of discussion on how the AI can reshape computer science curriculum. So we actually so that's actually the advantage of our computer science program. We have 2 options. One called the regular computer science curriculum. So this slide I think shows the regular computer science curriculum. So you can see we have 3 core courses: algorithms, theoretical computer science, and also the emerging paradigm in programming. So that's the 3 core courses for so that means if you come to this program, you have to take these 3 core courses first, and then you have a lot of options. So if you are especially interested in the AI, I would call the direction. So you probably take more AI classes such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural network. We also have a very regular traditional the computer science elective class such as operating systems. Of course, the operating system is being involved very fast. So it's really different from operating system. If you have taken operating systems, let's say the 5 years, 6 years ago, now very significantly different, right? So you can you even like undergraduate you have taken the operating system, but you probably want to take the graduate level operating systems after you join the computer science program. So maybe next slide about the Agile. So we have this Agile computer science program. So this is actually especially designed for the student who have low background, computer science related background. For example, your major is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, your physics, math. So and other long computer science related major. So if you're interested, having the computer science master degree, so you can take these options. So I think the credit is 45 credit. You could complete these degrees within 2 years. Okay, we have very so after you join here, you talk with the program director. We have make a very good plan for you. So you can see this actually compare with the regular computer science curriculum. So we have 5 fundamental courses. For example, start from programming. Every computer science student should know how to do program, right? So even start from write first code like hello world using Python or something like that. You need even like you are not very strong in mathematics. You can take this computer science math course and you can build up your math background, especially for computer science major algorithm. So data structure, that's also very important if you really want to be a good programmer or software developer. So that's definitely you want to learn the algorithm and data structures, systems, and also computer systems. So today's computer system very different, right? So the use the AI, we talk about GPU, right? and multi-core systems. So that's really, if you look at the curriculum for the computer system today, is very, very different from the curriculum like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So that's so if you I really encourage you to learn the computer system class. So that's also for elective as same as regular computer science. So you have a lot of options. Okay, I think that here the options we put here, the way mainly I think about the artificial intelligence elective class and also the traditional computer science elective classes, but with a special permission, if you are interested in something else, like for example cybersecurity, you could take a class in the cybersecurity program, with the permission from your program director. So that we have a lot of flexibility here. So I just stop here.
Okay.
Dr.
Well, we
Sorry,
need, yeah, we have less than 10 minutes here. Can we take some questions from students?
Absolutely. I'm just going to pick on one of them. I know Dr. Zhang and Dr. Wang did speak about this. Both of you mentioned that not everybody wants to do research and not everybody has that interest or investment of time. But I'd love for you both. I mean, I'd love to understand from both of you that for somebody who does and who ends up at yeshiva, is a very invested student in research, what are some of the opportunities that can unlock? I know both of you mentioned PhD, and I know Lakshmikar and a couple of more students mentioned that they're now doing a PhD. But how do we take your message in a more disruptive manner to students who are actually research driven? What more can unlock for them as per you?
So I think in addition to the research opportunity provided by the professors, so I think the CAT school also offer a lot of internship opportunities. So as I said, we have a good number of the adjunct professors who from industry companies. So they have a lot of collections. So they work with students, even like hire students in their companies, or introduce students to other companies. As for example, they can do a summer intern, especially for intern students. So they can do summer intern, gain the real experience, world experience. Those experiences could be very helpful for them to find a job, after they graduate. So that's something I want, emphasize again. So Yusheng, do you have something to say?
Yes, I would like to say it will be very challenging to now to discuss too much about the PhDs, right? So usually, for example, those two students, once they finish their masters, and we will evaluate based on their performance. For example, I guess at least we need some students. For example, in my part, I need some to publish some kind of papers first. I need to know their previous or existing some knowledge to show that they have some potential ability to be a kind of good PhD students. And definitely there are other kind of opportunities, as Professor Wang said, like internships, blah, 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 like those. But others part of like TA, IS, TA probably a little bit easier. My criteria is that I want student first to get an A in the class, and later we will see whether he can serve as a TA or not. As for IA, well, the criteria are different from different professors. Like I will give my examples. At least I need our students get an A in my class, and next show some kind of potential ability to do some research projects. For example, in my class, I have several projects. If students get some good results, I might employ him as my AI, like in those different ways here.
Well, I think if for that, maybe some of our students can talk about what kind of internship they have done. Manish, you may have done some internships before you graduate, right? Is Manish?
Yeah, I did a couple of internships per se. But majorly, I would say it is kind of a memorable moment for me when I worked for Google for 2 months, 2.5 months. So basically, it was a project-based course, a project-based project, and kind of, it is also open source in my GitHub. Maybe if somebody is interested, they could go and look for it. So it was kind of, a mixture of computer vision, natural language processing, and kind of, some real world problem statement solving. So that real world experience when you do an internship in the arena directly, let's say US market, is kind of experience what the current industry is looking for. For example, let's say right now, even if students finish their masters, everybody of them have to go to, they don't get job usually just by applying, right? So everybody have to go to education fairs because I've gone through them, all of them. And usually what happens there is that you require some experience on US soil, no matter it might be research experience or teaching assistant experience or maybe graduate assistant experience. No matter what it is, you need some experience which says the recruiter that yes, this guy or girl has done some work in US. So I think having some exposure in that area will try to, will be a kind of an added advantage in your profile and kind of elevates your portfolio when you're trying to apply for a job.
Well, thank you so very much, Manish, for that. Praneeth, I think we are right on time, and I don't know if there are any burning last-minute question we need to address.
I have a burning last minute question. For all the students, and you can volunteer to answer this. I know I'm sensitive of time. I know we've got faculty and some PhD students, so I don't want to spend extra time. But between Lakshmikar and Manish and Sahil, do employers value the fact that you spent additional months on research? Do they value that you invested a lot more time, a lot more, can't say capital, but a lot more resources from with the school or without the school, but then you made extra efforts? Does this really count in terms of your employability? And two, do you see
Yes.
sign of success that because you've done additional advances, better ideas on the job?
Yes,
Well,
Praneeth,
to
it's
add
absolutely true. Sorry, Manish, go
to
ahead.
yeah. So I just would like to, stretch a bit what Praneeth has said. So I feel that the employers or the recruiters are really looking for the candidates who actually convert the research into a profitable outcome, as in like a research paper or maybe a nice product or maybe like a nice SaaS product or maybe providing some services to some companies, something like that. Converting a research into something a profitable outcome. That is where actually all of us maybe are focusing right now. Go
Yeah, I
ahead,
would.
Lakshmi.
Yeah, go ahead. I would say our research is not theoretical research, it's applied research. That's why we call them research and development. Very much like if you're working at Google or any large big tech, their research and development department. So truly applied research making immediate impact in people's lives and meaningful.
So, Dr. Zhang, you mentioned AI in medical field. Which other subdomains do you think AI can be infused into, which are also heavily being funded by research at this point at Yeshiva?
Yes, definitely. For example, Professor Wang, his expertise is really in like these vehicles. For example, there's AI in autonomous driving, in the AI in the communication, use 5G, 6G. So Professor Wang also, he has a lot of application in that field. I think if students can come here, we also have lots of opportunities. If students, let's say, their background are from mechanical engineering or electrical engineering, I guess they may familiar with these connections, right? Professor Wang, is that true?
Yeah. Just I know some today I think we talk a lot about the AI software application stuff. I think I know some students have a kind of hardware background. So for example, I think one of the recent student just stopped my office. He showed me a lot of the real board circuit stuff, like even small vehicle. He want to do something like the hardware stuff. So actually I say, okay, I have a project called so like utilize sensor rain to monitor sleeping. So can you build up the rain sensors? So probably you all see Samsung recently issued some rain sensors. We actually published a paper 10 years ago. We have prototype. So I say, can you build up this real product? Okay, utilize 3D printers. We get some component to a circuit board we can put together. So that's something I think. Of course, AI can be the device rain sensor collect some physiology data. AI can be applied to analyze those data, right? Like we can build up applications. So I would say I just want to share this experience. See if you are also interested some like hardware stuff, so that also we have opportunity here. So the not just large language model stuff. Yeah.
Excellent.
It is possible, like in AI in the robotics, we do have
Yeah.
we want to do some with related to robotics. Yes, if some students are interested. Yeah.
Excellent. Jackie, it's been a lovely evening. We've thoroughly enjoyed. I think the students have gained a lot. I have gained a lot. It's been incredible hosting all of you. I'd love for you to kind of, add a valedictory message and then we take off from here. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Dr. Wong, Dr. Zhang, all of these students. I think it's been more than a privilege and an honor to be hosting you. Jackie, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Praneeth, and thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, for attending today. And thank you to our current students and alumni and Professor Wang, Professor Zhang. And most importantly, I hope this is a session for our students, for our prospective students, that you are gaining something from this conversation today and can be useful for your application to graduate schools, whether to CAS or elsewhere, and help you to find the right course, right university, and good for your future. Thank you so very much, and have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank
And
you.
for all of
Bye.
us,
Thank you. Bye-bye.
make sure I'm just putting down our email address below for queries to Yeshiva, and I will pass that off to Jackie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, faculty members and
Thank
students.
you.
Thank you, Jackie. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great
Bye.